I'm starting this timer.
All right.
So, where were we? You were asking questions, and I think we answered them. And
so I think, well, the only thing I can think of is, what can we start doing to prepare to leave the ship? Like, should we get the supply of rainwater, figure out where it is?
all right, well then stand by. Perhaps we need to just go ahead and drop out a jump and enter the second jump week. So I need first the definitive answer on how you're handling your handler, how you're handling the Hewlett.
I think we should just take him with us.
No, I mean, you're not going to leave him tied up there for a week. You've got his comm cuff. Did anybody look at his comm cuff at all? I mean, it's the first time you've had one in your hand. Who would be trying to grab it and have a look at it? I assume one of you.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, maybe because you got the science. But
All right,
Maybe
we
could partner on it.
All right, what's your engineering?
With intelligence or just engineering?
No, what's your engineering modifier?
+3?
Oh dear. Then yeah, here's one. Give him your other three. Give him your two. Roll them all together and pick the two best ones for the best success possible.
Ooh.
Wow, 4 and 4 is 8 though. And what's your science modifier? 1, so 9. Give me my die back. So, okay, he took it to his lab and put it on the bench and did an analysis or whatever. Mm-hmm. And you can read, yes, that there's data traffic like there are on your comm cuffs. But, and I'm just going to rush through this, it's different, and you conclude that this is a handler comm cuff, that it's a slightly different model than the normal comm cuff, which leads you to conclude anyway that if Hewlett don't have his comm cuff on, he's powerless, and that's probably why he's acting like a weenie, because now he's scared because he's got no control over you guys whatsoever. Mm-hmm. So there's what is concluded about the comm cuff. His comm cuff.
Okay. Well, we can let him walk around probably then. I mean, I think we should keep him under observation, not let him go to the bridge.
Where does he sleep?
I don't know. I was thinking maybe put
in the
a...
captain's quarters.
That's where he's currently sleeping. You think he had
I
a...
thought Pox was in there.
Not since Hewlett came on board. Poxo has been booted out.
We could stuff him in the locker.
Do we have another?
We should take the computer out. Well, we need to give him some place where he doesn't have access to technology. We could put him in we could keep him in the cargo bay with all the other doors locked.
Or the galley lounge also.
Now, one of my original, I think the door to that one is damaged too. You'd have to look at the ship page.
The fresher.
Keep him in the airlock.
Fresher door's gone too.
In the bottom airlock. It doesn't have lockers.
He's got to live in there for a week.
We'd have to take him to the bathroom and stuff.
Which is why I had thought maybe Bosk would want to just handcuff himself to Hewlett, or, be always guarding him, or whatever.
That's what I was thinking also.
Okay.
Maybe sleep in the bunk where you can see him, and you're the type that sleeps with one eye open. Is everybody going to be armed while he is on the ship?
Yeah, I think just in case.
All right, then everybody needs to update their. You can just type in a new entry, auto pistol, or whatever you want to be carrying.
I'll just have my stun stick.
Stun stick, that works too.
I'll do both.
Okay. Whatever makes you feel safe, either drag it from the other list and add it to your inventory, or just type it into your inventory. If Hewlett is able to walk around freely, then his attitude is certainly, he's not happy about it. Okay, Hewlett's attitude during jump week. He's compliant. He may not know what his next assignment will be, but he wants to live to find out. So he's certainly not going to make you guys angry, but he's more worried than anything about facing the music at Doulos headquarters, which he knows sooner or later he will. let's see. So, unless somebody has a reason why we shouldn't, we are going to drop out of jump now. Well, everybody, I seem to have lost the sound effect for dropping out of jump, so I guess we're just going to have to use our imaginations then. But yes, since I can't find it, bing, poof, it happened. You have dropped out of jump. You are now at 4803, or whatever that says over there. You are now one jump away from, well, actually, you're one jump away from Brindle, you're one jump away from Rebuts, you are one jump away from Kavma, you're one jump away from Dala, Zub. But your original plan was to head on to Brindle to try to recover the Firefly. Now that you are dropped out of jump, and we've got the 10-hour waiting period, is there anything to discuss here? Or shall we just time compress and get on into the next jump?
I was hoping to make Poxo more useful.
Yes, I actually had some notes about that it has now been 3 weeks that you've been working with him. After 3 weeks, Poxo can now name many common items on the ship, like he did with Cup. He is now doing most of the janitorial, housekeeping, and that sort of thing. At this point, he's going to make somebody someday a great little wife. He has learned nothing about the weapons because he still refuses to even touch them. He has also caught on to many often used phrases like "go get" such and such, or "where is" such and such. As long as he knows the word for what you want, everything's fine. If he doesn't, it's useless to describe it to him because he won't recognize any of the adjectives. So if you say, "go get my jumpsuit," he doesn't know that word. You know, green, he doesn't know what green is. Clothes, he doesn't know what clothes is. So he either knows what you're talking about or he doesn't. He doesn't have adjectives and stuff like that. Oh, by the way, as far as everybody's hippie clothes, Poxo would have collected up everybody's hippie clothes that was willing to give them up. Because he's like stuck without clothes, and now Hewlett won't let him wear Jex's jumpsuits anymore. So he's going around in whatever hippie clothes are left over. Okay, so I still have not found, this is just crazy, still have not found the jump sounds. But are we ready to proceed on into the second jump week where we will take care of some other stuff?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to change their plan or anything like that.
The skills that we did for the jump.
Right, the skills, yes. Everybody tell me about their skills then. Alright, well, we'll have to do without sound for the moment and get it at the next bio break. That's crazy. And yes, we heard the sound, the connection sound, so what the heck? Alright, so you guys were talking about some things you'd want to do during jump week.
No, I just heard the disconnection.
Yeah.
I want to strip whatever I can do to strip things that we'll need from the ship without totally disabling the function of the ship until we get there.
Okay.
So
Do we
take
know
the
what kind of
food.
supplies are on the Firefly ship?
Nope, you don't know nothing.
Nobody thought to ask me.
Mm,
No.
So all the food, all the salad, and anything that we're not using for tools,
Alright.
stuff like that.
Medical supplies.
Well, let's first think about how you would get the food and the brain water. I actually did not think about this ahead of time, so it's kind of annoying. Yeah, the brain water is going to be a huge tank that you find. I guess with Hewlett's help, you would have been able to locate it. I can't point to on a map where it would be, but yeah, we're talking a tank. We're talking a tank that could be the size of this room. I don't know. I mean, it's not like something you're going to be able to pick up and take with you to the Firefly ship, but...
Is it something that we could get the cargo bay full of this stuff and then we would have to depressurize it and then like go to the cargo bay on the Firefly.
So the cargo bay is going to be flooded with rainwater.
No,
No,
it
they
would-
remove the tank and get it out, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I saw, when I was driving home from work the other day, I saw a business, this 1933 brewery or whatever it is down here. They've been purchased by somebody else who's going to take over the building. And they were moving out, I don't know, it may have been like a massive cooking apparatus or something.
Mm-hmm.
They obviously couldn't get it through the door because they had a crane. They were lifting it through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
I would think perhaps the brainwater tank works the same way. That perhaps it's removed from the outside of the ship. It's something that they like bring up with a reach truck and install it, and then on the inside they connect the tubes and everything. So I'm thinking that between you and Hewlett, you have, it is obvious that you can just hit a release and it will free drift from the ship once you get there. And then yes, you could haul it into the Firefly. Now, as for the food, no.
We just order lots of the bags and take them with us.
Well, I'll let you have access to the big machine that sends out the food, but obviously we're talking a lot of mass, a lot of, and yeah, they already unloaded your load at Brindle, so I don't know, you might have a big empty crate or two. Somebody give me a 1d6. Anyway. 3? Alright, you found 3 large crates. Now, are you going to be able to live for months? No, but you've probably got... Somebody else give me 1d6.
5.
5. You have 5 weeks worth of food the way you've got it figured. So somebody put that in the shared user notes, that it looks like you'll be able to take about 5 weeks of food with you.
Could we just fly back and forth with like 2 bags, bags of food with us and throw them into the ship Firefly?
Ah, that's going to take a long time. You were the one who was pointing out that it was a couple of sessions ago that you said if you guys go try to steal the Firefly ship, you're going to be surrounded by Doulos ships. And so you'd have to get out of there in a real big hurry. I would think Bosk would still feel the same way about it. But having the 3 large crates and you figure it's about 5 weeks worth of food, that's not hopeless.
I think during this week we should start putting them in the crates.
Yeah, we should get everything close, all packed up by the airlock so that we can just go quickly.
Yeah.
And that's like our vac suits, guns, anything that's not bolted down that we can't unbolt.
We should take lab equipment and engineering equipment also.
Mm-hmm.
And also,
some of the lab equipment, though, I would think we'd want to have Baranix be working on the Xyloden problem, and maybe the rest of us are trying to get everything ready.
All right, so again, I want to land this plane today. We will shortcut some things. As far as the research on the Xyloden, you feel like you may be able to synthesize something in the future, but it's going to take a long time of experimenting and going to want some other materials to work with. Because right now, it's not like he has the organic compounds that he's going to combine to try to, etc., etc. Everybody agree?
How much brain water do we have?
We're going to have to leave that indefinite right now. I don't know how to come up with a number of any kind.
Okay.
You'll have however much is on the ship. And the ship would have been supplied up for a 3-month tour. And you guys, I forgot to come up with that number, but I think you guys are around day 60 tops. So you should at least have another month's worth of supplies, no doubt. So we'll say you took all the rest of the food and the water tank, the brain water tank.
We should
Because, yeah, if you guys only had like a month to go anyway, then there would surely only be enough supplies for a month.
We should also take with us the reach truck and the mule, the trailer.
That's going to be difficult to get a, well,
We
I'm
just
zero G.
we just drive it there to the airlock.
But it's a
and then escort
short.
it across same way you would the, okay, all right, we'll see. All right, so you guys are making a bunch of preparations for stuff you're going to take with you.
We're also going to have to probably take apart the ship to fix the Firefly ship.
Yeah, I mean, any kind of like spare parts that we have, we should get all that ready to move as quickly as possible.
Okay, and this will be good because we can leave it big question marks. We'll just say, yeah, you guys brought a whole bunch of stuff. As a matter of fact, in the shared player notes, you can write, you know, the remainder of the food and brain water, medical supplies, repair stuff, tools, weapons, however comprehensive you can make that list will make it possible for us in the future to say, well, yeah, you did bring that analyzer or whatever, okay?
If we have to repair the ship, what we could do is also like two or one of us could also unload that one thing of food and then take it back to the ship and take more from the dispenser.
Well, you won't need to take it from the dispenser. You'll have the entire stash.
And we're sure Mink's ship just didn't run out of fuel.
Yeah, we should any kind of fuel that we can take.
I don't know if you can siphon fuel from one ship to another. We'll have to find out when we get there. But I'm starting to feel like the next round we will arrive at the Firefly ship. That's what I'm feeling like.
I think
Okay.
one way we could do the fuel is we can just get a cup, put a lid on it, and do one cup at a time.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I mean, we don't know. Is it solid fuel? Is it liquid fuel? Is it?
Now, you as an engineer would know it's hydrogen. These reactors
So
run
it's
on
gas.
hydrogen.
So it's a gas.
I guess so. I know that some ships in this universe, you don't have one, but some ships you can scam a gas giant planet, or water for that matter. And there's a fuel processor on board that can actually remove the hydrogen from the oxygen or whatever, discard what you don't need, and now you've got a fresh tank of fuel. I will say the Anik Nova does have that, but the Firefly does not.
Okay.
So, and this ship that you're flying now does not. Not all ships can collect their own fuel. But we've got 20 seconds left until the pop, so unless there's any final matters, I say we call it here. We'll get the snacks and drinks, and we will arrive at the Firefly ship. And I've got a whole presentation ready for that.
All right.
All right, so we'll break it there. I've got some technical difficulties I've got to tend to.